Well, good morning. My name is Daniel McCrane with McCrane Associates. And at McCrane Associates, we work with small business owners to increase their profitability, scalability, and legacy guaranteed. And the topic that I want to talk about today is legal and regulatory aspects of mergers and acquisitions. Now, when you are involved in selling your business or maybe acquiring another business in order to grow yours, maybe to get ready to turn around and sell it, there are some regulatory and some legal aspects that you need to be aware of. And in your industry, you may already be aware of such things like this. So, within the regulatory aspect, if you are purchasing another company, there's a really good chance that if you're large enough, we see this a lot, that sometimes the government gets involved and they take a look at the proposed merger or acquisition to decide if there are any antitrust laws that are going to be broken by that. The thing you want to try to avoid, of course, is to create a monopoly through acquisition or mergers. So that's one regulatory aspect you may need to take a look at. Other regulatory aspects that could come up, and if you're in these industries, I'm sure you're already aware of them. There are some businesses, some industries that are regulated by the states that say if you hold a professional license, only someone with a professional license can own that business, and it has to be a direct ownership. It can't be through a holding company or anything else like that. So examples of that would be someone who's a doctor, a dentist, a lawyer, an accountant, and someone who's actually a CPA, I should say. So they've got that certification there. So those are some things, and of course, if you're in those industries, I'm sure you're aware of what those limitations are. If you're not in those industries, thinking that you want to do some acquisition or some roll up, just be aware that you may run into some issues there with those regulatory aspects. Some other things that you want to think about: regulatory compliance. I just kind of mentioned that a little bit. Due diligence, of course, there are some legal things that you want to look into during your due diligence. Are they involved in lawsuits? Is there potential for lawsuits? Some things like that. Competition law, I kind of mentioned that a little bit already with the monopoly and antitrust. Data privacy would be another legal and regulatory aspect that you need to take a look at when you're doing your due diligence with that business. The structure of the deal itself, when you make an offer, could run into some legal and regulatory issues that you need to address. Assessing other risk, taking a look at undisclosed liabilities from the seller. Those are things to think about. And then any breaches of warranties or representations of the business, and that could be on both parts. The seller and the buyer both make representations and warranties as they enter into the process of closing on the deal. Those are just a few things to think about for legal and regulatory aspects when you're going through mergers and acquisitions. This is an area definitely you need to consult with a lawyer, someone who's familiar with business law, someone who's familiar with mergers and acquisitions. At McCrane Associates, that is not something that we do. And let me be very clear, we are not lawyers. We do not get involved in the legal aspects of things like this. We may make a couple recommendations, but we would also recommend that you lean on a lawyer who you have a relationship with already. That would be the best person to reach out to. But yeah, my recommendation would be someone who is acquainted with business law and probably even better, business law in the area of mergers and acquisitions. So I'm just going to go ahead and stop right there. I just want everyone to be aware those are some things to think about as you're going through this process. And it could be at all levels. I mean, it could be the mid cap and the large cap businesses where we usually hear about mergers and acquisitions and legal issues, but it could also be in the small cap and sometimes what's referred to as the nano cap markets. Those are the businesses that are the sale price is under $1 million. And of course, that's a wide range of business sales there too. But it's always a good idea to get some legal representation when you're buying or selling. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop right there. Lots more that could be said, but my recommendation overall is reach out to a qualified lawyer. So I'm going to stop. Have a great day, everyone, and I will see you.